Yo, what do everybody? I'm Martic. Hope you're having a good day. The patch notes for today, February 6th, just dropped for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. By the time you're watching this, the update might be live right now. So if you want to check out the new changes with me, stick around. And by the way, I am going to be speedrunning this, so we are just going to go over more of the bigger changes. I'm not going to go through every single detail. So I will have a link to this full patch notes down in the description. So go ahead and check it out if you want to read everything. So without further ado, let's begin. Here's a good one. Fixed Jack in the Box perk activating too soon. The Jack in the Box perk would activate when victim players were in the animation state for exiting a hiding spot. This meant that most of the perk's duration was occurred during the animation. This has been fixed so that Jack in the Box perk activates after the exit animation. So finally, the perk will activate after you exit out of the full animation, giving you full value of the perk. And hopefully all these similar perks that does this got fixed too, just like how this did. For example, like the perk Slippery, every time when you enter a wall gap, I think the perk activates immediately, but now the perk will activate after you exit out of the wall gap animation, giving you the full value of the perk. But yeah, let's hope it's fixed for all the perks that are similar to this, not just Jack in the Box perk. Oh, speaking of Slippery on Danny's perk tree, we have fixed the issue where the perk Slippery was not on Danny's perk tree. Slippery can now be unlocked on Danny's perk tree through a random perk node. Next up, here's a perk fix for It Must Have Been the Wind. Now, noise generated during minigames with this perk will be disregarded and will not add to waking up grandpa. Here's another notable perk fix for a tracker tagged. We have fixed an issue where the perk tracker tagged highlight duration was stacking after attacking a victim multiple times. So the tracker tag perk is every time when you attack a victim, they will be highlighted for the whole family member for 5 seconds. And every time when you attack that victim, that 5 seconds of highlighting will stack to 10, 15, and 20. But now they fixed this perk so the highlighting on the victim only lasts for 5 seconds now, and multiple hits doesn't stack now. Oh, here's Nancy's Poison Claws. We have fixed an issue where the perk Poison Claws on the left side of Nancy's skill tree was stacking when it shouldn't have. Next up, Danny tampering minigame animation. We have fixed an animation error that would make Danny leave the tampering minigame too quickly if he used knowledge to complete the minigame. Danny will now have to sit through the whole animation. So this is one of the nerfs for Danny's tampering ability. They fixed the what doesn't kill you perk. This is the perk when you take damage and then you wait 15 seconds. You will be rewarded with 100% of the health you just lost. So they fixed an issue with the perk what doesn't kill you ignore damage reduction when restoring health. You will now restore the actual amount of health you lost after a hit attack. So I'm glad this is fixed. Apparently you weren't getting the full 100% of health you were supposed to be getting back, but now you should. Oh, here's a change to the lobby timer. We have changed the lobby timer to not reset to 30 seconds if a 6th player hits unready. So that's cool. This means that when a 6th person in a lobby hits unready, the countdown is not affected. So it'll just keep going. Here's another change to the lobby timer, but when a 7th player joins, we have made it so when 5 players are readied up and a 7th player enters a lobby, the match will start in 30 seconds. Moving on to more lobby timers, the lobby timer will only be visible in the last 5 seconds before a match launches. Oh, here's another big one for the grappling. Chip damage while in a grapple. Family players will no longer be able to instantly execute a victim player who is grappling with another family player. Now, when a family player attacks a victim who is grappling a teammate, they will deal melee damage. And so we made this change as we felt it was unfair to victims with full health. So this is a big one. I can't wait to try this one out. Danny's instant study change. We have changed Danny's level 3 instant study. Danny cannot tamper any item that he has also instant studied, such as the fuse box, generator, valve tank, and battery. The button prompts have been updated accordingly to reflect these changes. The ability tree has also been updated with the new description. So yep, we knew about this. If you instant study something, you can't tamper it. So make sure you pick and choose what you want to instant study and what you want to tamper. Oh, here's another tune for Nancy's Poison Claw duration. We have tuned the values for the duration of Nancy's Poison Claws perk to 2, 5, and 8 seconds. How it is now is attacks would have a slight poison effect for 5, 10, and 15 seconds. So the poison effect on victims is reduced greatly. So level 1 you only get 2 seconds, level 2 of the perk you get 5 seconds, and level 3 of the perk you get 8 seconds of the victims being poisoned. Choose Flight perk. We have tuned the Choose Flight perk accordingly. Level 1 fills 50% of the stamina bar, level 2 is 75%, and level 3 100%. So basically if you have Choose Flight at level 3, you only get 1 charge of the perk instead of 3. So that's been nerfed. Next up, Bomb Squad perk. We have tuned Bomb Squad as the following. Level 1 you get 2 charges, level 2 you get 3 charges, and level 3 you get 4 charges and plus 50% dismantle speed. Yo, this is actually new. I didn't know about this. I'm pretty sure they said level 1 you get 1 charge, 2 charges, and 3 charges, but they changed it now. Level 3 you get 4 charges and 50% dismantle speed. So this perk's been nerfed in multiple ways, of course because of the charges, and before level 3 it was 80% dismantle speed, but now it's 50% dismantle speed, so that's pretty good I think. Easily Tuckered Out. This is for the family perk. We have adjusted Easily Tuckered Out as follows. Level 1 your attacks use 10% less stamina, but the stamina regeneration rate is 50% slower. Level 2 20% less stamina, but 45% slower regeneration rate, and 30% less stamina usage, but regeneration rate is 40% slower for level 3. So for level 3, this part of the perk, the stamina regeneration rate is 40% slower. That's actually the same as it is right now, but the part that did change for the level 3 is that your attacks use 30% less stamina. That's been nerfed. Before it was 50% less stamina, but now it's 30. Next perks for the family members that's been changed is confusing mechanic. So what this perk did before the update is after turning on Generator, it takes 15 seconds longer than usual for victims to disable it, but now they have tuned the confusing mechanic to adjust for the change made to have generators start during a match, and you will now be able to use this perk on battery, fuse, and valve as well. Here's a Leatherface buff, Leatherface destruction animation. We have made it so Leatherface destroys barricades quicker. Also Leatherface's rough cut perk. We have tuned the perk rough cut to reset the bleed out duration with each hit from Leatherface. The bleed values do not stack. So this might be a nice change for the rough cut perk on Leatherface. So if you don't know, rough cut is when you hit a victim with the chainsaw and it take 1 HP of extra damage for 7 seconds. It's kind of like serrated, but how this perk worked is that if you hit that victim once, you have to wait the whole 7 seconds until you can hit them again for the perk to activate again, if that makes sense. But now they made it, if you hit a victim, the 7 seconds of the bleed damage will start counting down, but once when you hit that victim again, the 7 seconds will reset, giving you another full 7 seconds pretty much. But the bleed values don't stack. Here's a buff to Leatherface's ability at level 3. Instant start. We have made Leatherface instant start shorter. When equipped, his chainsaw will start way faster. There will now be thicker blood trails. We have adjusted the blood trails to be thicker. Noise highlight when slamming door. We have tuned the noise highlight following a victim slamming a door. It will now only highlight a player for 1 second. So now if you slam a door, it'll be easier to hide from the family member because the red pingage will only last for 1 second. Danny's knowledge gain. We have rebalanced the amount of knowledge that Danny gains from items such as lamps, toolboxes, radios, TVs, generators, valve handles, and fuses. Danny's inspect speed. We have tuned Danny's inspect speed to be 20% at level 1 and 50% level 1. So these were actually higher at level 1 and level 2, so this part of Danny's skill tree got nerfed. And those are all the big changes. Again, if you want to read the full patch notes, link in the description. There's a few other good stuff in here that I didn't go over, so make sure you go check that out if you want. But yeah, update should be live right now. Stay tuned to the channel for all the new videos about to come out about this update, and subscribe, ring that bell icon to be notified every time we upload a brand new video. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.